like button for us here on the show. We truly appreciate it. Make sure you're sharing and liking all that good stuff as we move through the show. It only helps us out, helps support our work. What's up, Miss P? What's up, Tyler? What's up, Roberta Campbell? Good to see you all in the chat early as we get started here. The Pittsburgh Steelers, yeah, a lot of pre-draft visits going on, a lot of things being said, and I seem to think the Pittsburgh Steelers might be interested in one guy that I think might be available to them when this thing is in those middle rounds. Somebody at the quarterback position, I think that could serve them very, very well. And I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are coming onto this idea also. And that is one Tyler Shough out of Louisville. I know a lot of you have some problems with injury history in past. A little bit of his age, things of that nature. But this guy is a guy that I think can start there for a while. And I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are recognizing that also. And I know that you're going to get many visits pre-draft, but he's a guy that's on that board. And I think he's a guy that hasn't been overly hyped by the media. And I think that also the Steelers believe that he is a realistic option at the quarterback position. We can all talk about the Cam Wards, the Shedeur Sanders, the Jackson Darts, the top prospects within this draft that everybody is clamoring over. But are they realistic options for the Pittsburgh Steelers here in 2025? And the answer to that question is absolutely no. They're not realistic options. Perhaps could anybody fall? Yes, that is always a possibility. Could the Pittsburgh Steelers put something together in order to go get somebody? Yes, but we're talking about oddball scenarios that some of those situations transpire. And I guarantee in my eyes that when the Pittsburgh Steelers pick and they're inside of that third round, what do they got? Let's just make sure here. Pick 83. That a Tyler Shough is going to probably be there, guys. A guy that's big, tall, can make all the throws, good arm, can move a little bit. A guy that can do it all, and I believe that he can do it all at the NFL level. Are there concerns? Absolutely. Do not get me wrong. And the Steelers recognize that too. They understand the concerns. They understand what could possibly be. But yet, I believe that they are on the same thing that we are on here, the same thought process. And I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers to be all in on Tyler Shough from Louisville. Now, if a Jackson Dart or a Shedeur Sanders falls into their lap, don't get it twisted. They're going to take one of those two guys, no doubt about it. But man, what a consolation prize to get one Tyler Shough. I'm sorry. I think that he is that guy. I think he is a guy that can definitely get it done. And we'll see how this all transpires, man. What's up, Robert Road? Yes, he is worth a third or fourth round shot. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you're in the Steelers situation, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's position of need. Now, I think there's some other intriguing pre-draft interviews also that have taken place. A lot of players that I think others might sleep on or might not be as high-value players to others. Guys that probably aren't first-round guys. I don't know. But there's tons of visits going on. There's several that really intrigue me that I know the Steelers have some interest in that I think can make the offensive side of the football really dynamic. So we'll see what happens there. Mark Malone, what's up? Ward, Sanders, Milroe are all busts anyway. Let's all thank God that there will be teams stupid enough to draft them before Tomlin has a chance to bone us there too. What's up, Tom Ford? Zach Curry, what's up? Yeah, and they all could be, no doubt, no doubt about it. They all could be bust. You don't know. We don't know. The one that I don't think will be a bust, I don't believe Jackson Dart will be. I really don't. I think his variables or his intangibles will translate to the next level. And I like Shedeur. Now, Cam, I like the way he plays. I just don't know. Is it more college-driven as opposed to the NFL game? Again, guys, the college game has just basically filtered into the NFL. The NFL copies more of the college game than anything nowadays. But again, it's a little hard for me to translate some of them. And I know highlights are highlights. You can go back and watch all the highlight tapes you want, and somebody's going to excite you. Cam Ward's going to excite you. Shador's going to excite you. Jackson Dart, Tyler Shough. There are players that are going to excite you inside of these highlight reels. But you have to take the emotion out of the highlight reels, and you got to look at what translates to the NFL. You got to look, how are they throwing with anticipation? How are they recognizing defenses? And don't look at them against somebody that's playing freaking McDonald's Burger College on a Saturday and they throw for 6 touchdowns and that's the highlight tape we're going to go off of, and all of a sudden we're going to crown them as elite. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for a lot of things, man, and it's got to be against some high-level competition. It's okay to take tape from other teams that may not be super high competition, but you got to break down the intangibles that matter. How is their pocket presence? Do they bail out of the pocket too early? Are they able, again, to throw with that anticipation, that touch? Are they able to recognize coverages? Are they able to get themselves out of bad situations without panic? Are they staying calm? And again, it can't be against Monroe or some other shitty college and act like, oh, well, they stayed calm here. They didn't have those happy feet here. Yeah, they didn't have, 3 down linemen on the defense that weigh 300 and some pounds each that can run amazing speed, breathing down their neck. They didn't have that. It's a lot different when you get to the NFL level when you have everybody in the league is good. Everybody. It's the best of the best from college. So you've got to take that into consideration. And there's so many things, guys. I could sit here and list so many things that you need to be watching when you're looking at these highlight tapes. But you got to do that on your own. You got to envision that in your head. How does this translate to the game? Super chat coming in from our friend Too Evil to Hope. Tomlin always has perfect drafts for quarterbacks. Extend Tomlin for at least 40 years. Kenny Pickett has proved that he guarantees a Super Bowl win. Yeah, he's going to be in there in the Cleveland. Wouldn't that be a spit in our face, man? Oh, my God, dude. If Kenny Pickett went on to win a Super Bowl with the Cleveland Browns. Oh, wait. That won't happen because it's the freaking Browns, baby. But, yeah. Extend Tomlin for 40 years. Thank you, my friend. He has an excellent track record of his development of quarterbacks, no doubt. He's perfect. He's batting 1,000 in that situation. He's over. Thank you again, brother. I appreciate that. But yeah, a lot of these intriguing interviews, guys. But I got to say, Tyler Shough being the most intriguing for me because I think that's the position of most high value there. I think it's the position that can carry this football team into the next phase of Pittsburgh Steelers football, the next great time period for the Steelers. Definitely is a guy that can get this done. And Tyler Shough is a guy I believe is high on the Pittsburgh Steelers radar. I believe that he is that guy they're targeting round 3. Pick 83. They don't have a round 2 pick. I think they are just literally thinking to themselves, we got to make it to pick 83 without anybody taking this guy, without anybody realizing his potential at the NFL level, without anybody realizing that his skill set translates very, very well, even better than some of these top quarterbacks that are coming off the board early in round 1. Tyler Shough might translate a little bit better to the NFL game in terms of pocket presence, in terms of his accuracy out of the pocket, in terms of just his throwing ability. Do yourself a favor and go watch his highlights. I think you'll really like it, but you got to take any emotion out of it. Take any emotion out of your feelings for other players that are inside of this draft at the quarterback position. Just eliminate everything and allow yourself to be immersed in the Tyler Shough experience and really watch his footwork. Watch when he drops back into that pass set, and he plants that back foot. Watch how his feet, are they happy feet? Are they steady feet? Are they feet in which glide and move himself in and out of the pocket and allow him to step up and make those throws? Watch all the things that we talk about. Watch everything that we talk about all the time when we're talking about evaluating quarterbacks. And also, do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor, and he's a guy I want the Pittsburgh Steelers to get so very bad, man. And that is Savion Williams, the running back / wide receiver from TCU. I think is going to translate into a massive talent. Oh, my Lord. I would love the Pittsburgh Steelers to get this guy. I think he is a versatile weapon that you could pair with the Jaylen Warren, and you could do it all with Savion Williams. I really enjoyed watching his tape, and I did that today. Oh man, do I love Savion Williams. I am in love with Savion Williams. I don't know why, but he runs hard out of the backfield, has all the moves that you want from a running back, in my opinion, and he has all the attributes of a wide receiver that will translate very well to the NFL game. And you look at how the Kansas City Chiefs have used some of their wide receivers as running backs, wide receivers, and made them versatile weapons. And I think you can do the exact same thing with Savion Williams, and I think he can achieve that at a very high level. So, maybe you get a couple of these skill position guys. Maybe you try to figure out some depth at the tackle position. You need a swing tackle still. You need some of those other positions. You need a Kenneth Grant in round one. I think there's a lot of needs here, guys. And what that's telling me to do is trade a George Pickens. I think the Steelers have to go back and trade into round two. I know you don't want to see a talent like George Pickens go, but I think there are many other talents inside of the NFL draft here in 2025 that you can get and bring in and do some damage with DK Metcalf. Again, a guy like Savion Williams, a guy like Jalen Noel, however you want to say it. Jaden Higgins, I liked him. I watched him today. I think there were several guys that I really love that you could get and maximize your draft picks. Maybe somebody gives you a second round pick and maybe, one of the later round picks for George. Maybe you can get that. I think that value might be a little high, but I know you could get a third for him for sure. And I know if you got a third, they'll throw in a fifth or sixth or maybe a seventh or something to where you can make something happen there, man. I definitely think that to be something that you could definitely do with George Pickens. I'd love to see Mason Rudolph get the chance with George Pickens and DK both. I would love that. Throw a little Calvin Austin III in there with that. Maybe even perhaps a little Roman Wilson. But maybe you are able to get a Tyler Shough in round 3. And maybe you're able to add a playmaker in round 1. Somebody that's significant there. A wide receiver of some sort. A running back of some sort. Maybe you're able to do that. And maybe it makes it all better. But again, I think the Steelers have many needs, several needs, and limited draft capital to do so. Again, guys, where are the majority of their picks? They're round 7 picks. 1, 2, 3. 3 picks inside of round 7, man, and 4 picks inside of the other rounds. In the top 3 or the top 4 rounds there, you have 1, 2, 3 picks, and then you have a pick 162. So, you got a lot of work to do. Tom Wishel, what's up? Taking Dart or Shough, can't go wrong. I would take either. I would too, man. Tom Ford, I'm taking draft day off work, but I don't care about day 2. Yeah, day 2 isn't very interesting. Well, I like all of it, to be honest. I ain't going to lie. I think the draft is way more fun than the Pro Bowl or any of that bullshit. I like the draft. I like the draft a lot. Pickens, Metcalf, 12. Do you think Roman Wilson has trade value? I'm sure he has some sort of value, but I don't think the Steelers are going to be willing to part with Roman Wilson after an injury-plagued year 1. And not ever getting to really see what he is capable of inside of an NFL helmet. I don't think Roman Wilson would be a trade candidate. I'll never say never because that's crazy talk in the NFL because anything can happen. But I'm not sure what kind of value you would get. It would be 5th or later, I'm sure, just because he's not a commodity that's proven. But again, never say never. Gary, Milroe, not Rodgers. Aaron whines too much and gets treated like a prima donna. You draft Jalen Milroe, guys. I'm sorry. You're listening to all these talent evaluators out there that hype up guys that I just don't think deserve it. And I think Milroe's a guy that doesn't deserve that type of hype. I think he's a player, a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal. But if I'm drafting an NFL quarterback and I'm in the Pittsburgh Steelers position, take this into consideration when you're thinking about this also, and you're talking about a Jalen Milroe, or whatever, Jalen, whatever his name is, Milroe. You're talking about him. You ask yourself this: are they NFL ready? How many years are they going to need to develop? Those are the questions, and I don't think you have enough time to sit around and piss around for a guy that's probably going to take 3 years to develop, I would say. I think if you're the Steelers, you need a guy that can develop a little bit quicker. A year and a half, season and a half type guy. Max is where you're looking. You're wanting a guy that's going to be able to play soon. I love Mason Rudolph. But again, you need to have that plan moving forward. And again, I don't think the Steelers are willing to commit to Mason Rudolph at all, so it kind of is a waste of breath. Mason can be that bridge guy, and hopefully one of these younger talents is going to be available and get the job done. But you got to ask yourself, is the quarterback you draft somebody that's going to take far too long to get their feet underneath them at the NFL level? That has to be a real question you have for yourself. Zach Curry, with our current roster, with new people acquired, what do you think we should draft first? I like running back, but look at Najee. I personally like Najee. I know he didn't do a lot of stuff, still broke records. I don't like drafting running back unless it's a generational talent in the first round. Amarion Hampton from North Carolina, I'm cool with him. I'm cool with Genty, either one of those guys. But I'm honestly taking weapons, man. I want weapons that I can get some value for. I'm not sure where they have Savion Williams touted and where they have him ranked in the draft in terms of their projected round that they have him going in. I need to look that up. I didn't really look at that. But I like Savion Williams. I think you need to get the most versatile player that you can possibly get. And when you're evaluating runners, you're evaluating a Genty, you're evaluating an Amarion Hampton, you're evaluating those guys, you have to ask the question of, are they versatile out of the backfield? Can they be utilized in the pass game? Because if the answer is no to that question, I think that checks a box that is a major, major no. That you really might want to shy away from it, because in today's NFL, the name of the game is versatile weapons, man. You don't want to have any type of one-dimensional player. And I love great running backs, but Saquon Barkley can do it all. That's the model. That guy can do it all and still run at like a superhuman level. That's what you're looking for. You want somebody that can come out of the backfield, make all the catches, do all the things necessary. And then you got to look at the design of your offense and say to yourself, do we want a downhill power back? Is that what we're looking for? You got to ask yourself so many questions. But again, I think the name of the game in the NFL today is versatile. Versatile weapons that can do it all offensively. And again, you look at people like Savion Williams, guys that can line up in the slot, guys that can run the football from the backfield, guys that can run the ball from the wildcat, guys that can do all these trickery, all these tomfoolery type things, man, acting a fool, doing it all. That's what you're looking for, guys that can do these things. So, that's the questions, man. I like Savion Williams. I don't know where you could get him, though. I got to look at that. I don't know, Tim. What's up, man? Jamal McCullum. Oh, my God, get off the gas. Y'all want a third-string Mason, but say Jalen Milroe can't start and will take too long. He played for Bama. 95% of the players from there are NFL ready. That's not why I say Jalen Milroe ain't ready, Jamal. He's not a refined passer, man. I'm sorry. You're not going to get me to sit here and say that, my friend. I can't get on board with it. I've watched enough tape of him that I'm not going to sit here and act like he's some refined passer. Yeah, he looked great against teams like Monroe and whoever, Burger College or whatever. He looked fantastic against those teams. Absolutely. Uh, Making all the throws, doing everything. But as far as anticipation, pocket presence, his ability to stand in the pocket and to deliver the football, I don't think is refined enough to be a day one starter at the NFL level. Now, if you're looking for a guy that's going to tuck it and run it, man, all the time, then yes, he's your guy. Do it. If that's what you're looking for, do that. But again, I don't think with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the way they're currently constructed, I don't think a running back at the quarterback position is exactly what you're looking for. You're looking for a guy that has mobility, that can get in and out of the pocket. Athleticism is a plus, but you are looking for a guy that can deliver the football to the playmakers. You don't go out there and get DK Metcalf. You don't have guys like George Pickens and Calvin Austin, guys like Jaylen Warren, and go out there and even get more weapons if your quarterback's going to run the football all the time. You got to have a guy that's going to get the football to the playmakers. That's the name of the game, man. You want a facilitator of the football. You want a game manager, a guy that is able to really, really just be a guy that gives his playmakers the best chance possible, puts them in the best situations possible. That's what you're looking for, and I just don't think Milroe is ready. That's my opinion, just my opinion. Again, I may be wrong, man. I don't think I am with him, but I may be. If the Steelers go running back in round one, I pray that it's Amarion Hampton. He is going to be special. I believe Amarion Hampton is going to be quite the special talent, man. Mark Malone in the house. Dude, we only have 1 7th. No, we have 3 7th-round picks, man. 224, 230, and 246. Yeah, you have 21, 83, 121, 162, 224, 230, and 246 is what you have. We have 3, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 3 7th-round picks. It gives you all the numbers and what trades transpired that led to them. Yeah, go look for them. Yeah, that's the number picks they have right now, Mark. 21, 83, 121, 162, 224, 230, and 246. Adrian Rodgers to DK would be scary. Yeah, if Rodgers can figure out a way to get his wheelchair out there and his walker maybe. Day 2, since they went to it being only rounds 2 and 3, is my favorite. That's from Robert Road. Ryan Stevenson, what is Rodgers doing? I don't know, guys. Let's talk about the Aaron Rodgers situation really quick, and let me give you guys some perspective. What's up, Tim Manto? Let me give you a little perspective on the Aaron Rodgers situation, guys. The Steelers have a plan, and the plan is very clear to all of you, and we really don't need to sit here and overanalyze it any longer because the plan is very clear. They are going to wait for Aaron Rodgers until Aaron Rodgers decides that he wants to play or not play. They have no interest in Russell Wilson, according to many people, according to people that I've chatted with that aren't inside the organization. Don't get that. I'm not claiming a source or anything, so don't jump down Jason's throat. I ain't doing that. Just people I chat with. I've come to the conclusion that the Pittsburgh Steelers are completely 1,000% out on Russell Wilson. So I think that to be true. Again, I'm never saying never because it's the NFL and things happen crazily all the time. But if you look at the Steelers and what they've currently been doing, their posture here over the last several weeks, especially how the free agency has transpired, how Justin Fields went to the Jets, how they've basically ignored Russell Wilson, how all this has went down, how they went out there and they've grabbed Mason Rudolph for a very, very, very reasonable deal, $8.5, I believe, million or $8 million over 2 years. Yeah. This is exactly how this plan is all taking place. Mason Rudolph, if they got to, that's their guy. In the meantime, they're going to take a swing at Tyler Shough in round 3. That's my personal opinion where they go. Now, again, if another quarterback, a Jackson Dart's available to them at 21, they will take Jackson Dart. That's my opinion. But I think Tyler Shough is their guy, sitting behind Mason Rudolph, learning, unless Aaron Rodgers wants to come in. If Aaron Rodgers wants to come in, Tyler Shough will move to the 3, Mason Rudolph the 2, Aaron Rodgers the 1. If Aaron Rodgers decides to play, they'll take him. There is a contract offer that's already been in place for a while now. The Pittsburgh Steelers are only willing to commit to 1 year with Aaron Rodgers, and that's just it. And that's where we're at, guys. There's no need to overcomplicate that. No need at all. Do not get it twisted. That is their plan. It's clear. It's clear cut to everybody. And again, I'm not here to just make up content and always talk about the hypotheticals and shit like that. The Steelers have clearly showed us exactly what they are doing. Exactly 1,000%. That's the plan, guys. I'm not saying it's definitively Tyler Shough. I'm not saying it's definitively Jackson Dart. I'm not saying it's definitively anybody, because the draft, it flows how it wants. You have to allow it to come to you. You can't force the issue anywhere in the NFL draft unless you are 1,000% positive a player is an absolute slam dunk. A guy is a player that you're going to go out there and you're going to risk some high value capital for, but you know damn well he's going to be a major producer for your franchise. Those situations come around very, very infrequently. Again, Tyler Shough probably is the answer. Round 3, pick 83. Maybe that's the guy, maybe Jackson Dart's the guy at 21. And that all flips everything. That all changes their draft board in a major direction, depending on, do they get a quarterback in round 1? Probably not. Probably not. The answer is probably no. And do they have the opportunity to get an exceptional playmaker? Who's still there? Is Agenti still there? No, probably not. Is Omarion Hampton there? Maybe. Go get him. You're going to get to see how this all unfolds. But that's the Steelers' plan, guys. There's no magic trick to this. There is no off-the-wall crazy shit, all these crazy scenarios. It's either Aaron's going to play or he's not, and the Steelers are willing to have him. Mason's their backup plan, their plan B. They have trust enough in Mason that they can get him for a couple years to play ball while they go out there and find a young guy. That's the plan. It's that simple. There is no magic. There is no exciting twist or turn that could happen here. That is the plan, period. And now, once we get through 2025, we'll get to see. How will they handle it? Will they take a bigger swing in 2026 and go after somebody? That may be the case. Maybe Aaron Rodgers says to them here soon, guys, I'm in. Loaded up with playmakers. And maybe they don't go get a Tyler Shough in round 3. Maybe they try to wait until later in the draft to see if one of them quarterbacks is there. Maybe they get a Will Howard or somebody, later in the draft. I don't know. Maybe one of those guys are sitting there. But since they have Aaron Rodgers, they have Cam Hayward, they have TJ Watt, they have guys on the roster that they want to go out there and win a Super Bowl with. Maybe they say, Aaron, thank you. We're ready. We're going to give you every weapon we can. Mason, you're our guy. We're going to go find a journeyman out there to take that 3rd spot, or we're going to draft a guy, later in the draft. But in the meantime, we're going to go out there and get you weapons. We're going to get you a Savion Williams. We're going to get you an Omarion Hampton, a Genti. We're going to go get you, a wide receiver or 2 more. We're going to give you every tool possible with a steady defense that I feel like that they've definitely spruced up a little bit over the offseason so far. I still think you need a Kenneth Grant or somebody like that to stuff up that middle to work alongside Cam Hayward and Keanu Benton. But let's face it, the roster's gotten a lot better. In my opinion, I think that they've done some fine tweaks so far, but we'll see how that goes. But maybe that's the option. And it's all dependent on what Aaron Rodgers does. It's all depending on Aaron and his timetable. That is the frustrating part of the whole Aaron Rodgers situation, guys, is you're waiting for a guy that is going to be 42 years old when he's playing football for you to pull the strings. And that's not a Steeler-like position to be in, man. And that's the frustrating part. And that's going to tell us, though, a lot about how this thing goes. All right, guys, we've been going for about a half hour. I need everybody to beat the shit out of that like button for us here, man. Just double tap that screen. It's absolutely free. Help send us out into that YouTube algorithm. We truly appreciate you joining us here on Steel City Live, only on Mic Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, my friend, super chats are always open. Become a member for 99 cents a month. Always be 99 cents a month. That'll never change. Is this Tomlin's last year, Tim? I don't know, buddy. I'll say no. But, you know, Aaron Rodgers got coaches fired before, so maybe there's an opportunity. Zach Curry, yes, Mason will do great, not a rookie. Downtown in the house. What's up, downtown John Broadway? Nose tackle. We need to center up our D-line, a stopper, and just takes up space. Absolutely, man. Mason to DK, GP Fryermuth will be a serious threat. I think so too, guys. Mr. Big Daddy Avocado, bruh, acting like Austin isn't an absolute menace. No, I know what Calvin Austin has done, Mr. Big Avocado guy. Here's the thing. You must have never watched Mic Drop Sports before, because I'm telling you, I am high on Calvin Austin. I have been. Excuse me, guys. There was like a loud sound. We've had some serious wind here. What happened? Where? Why don't he stay inside? Oh, my kid was just outside. The wind blew. He got hit with a chair. You can't make this shit up, guys. The life of a dad. You can't make this shit up. Let me get a drink. No, I'm in the middle of a sentence here, and I hear this wind gust. Boom! And then I hear something sliding. And I'm up here in the bonus room, which the outside entrance is like right down the steps, right at the bottom. And I heard it. That's why I was like, what the hell? All right, back to talking football. Mr. Big Daddy, if you watch Mic Drop Sports, you'll know my thoughts on Calvin Austin III. I think he's an absolute dangerous weapon. I think he took a giant leap last year in his progression as a wide receiver, and I think he's going to do very, very well. But he is not a 2. He is not a 1. He is not a guy that leads the team at anything. He is a guy that is a dangerous weapon that is versatile, and you take it for what he is. And I love Calvin Austin. I think he's a great young man, and he's very nice. At training camp, talked to the kids, like very, very well spoken, very nice guy. A little bit small, but man, super nice, super, super nice. One of the better attitudes that I've seen out of any professional athlete in my entire existence of going up to Latrobe and being around pro athletes. Would you take Will Levis for a season? I would have. I think Tennessee kind of has ruined him. I think he needs a reset year. And I don't know where he goes and gets that reset year, but Will Levis needs a reset year. I thought he had the tools to be one of the better, if not the best quarterback out of that draft class. But, twists and turns came, and I think C.J. Stroud was the one out of there. Now, we don't have 1/7, Mark. You're wrong, buddy. We got 246, 230, and 224. Unless those are 6th. I don't think they are. They're all 7s. You have 3. Let me look it up again, man. We did this the other night, I think, too, and you were saying that, and we looked it up. I'll look it up, though. I'm typing it in right now. That way we can see exactly, just to make sure, my friends. Because Jason's not always right, guys. Let's see. They might. Maybe I am wrong, Mark. Hold on. Let me look, man. So, round 1, 21. Pick 21. Round 3, 83. Round 4, 123 overall. Okay. Maybe I was looking at the old ones, Mark. You might be right, man. Let me see. Round 5. Pick 156. Round 6. Pick 185. Round 7. Pick 229. Maybe I had the wrong information, Mark. Maybe I was looking somewhere wrong, bro. Which has happened before, my friend. Let me just double check. I'm just double checking here. All right, 156 we got. 185 we got. That's from Seattle and DK Metcalf trade. And then pick 229, and that's from Atlanta through Philadelphia. Is that what you got, Mark? Mark, let me know in the chat if that's what you got, because I think that might be right. And again, I might have been wrong, my friends. I've been wrong before. Just let me know if that's if you think that that's right. So now I got 2183, 123, 156, 185, and 229. Okay. Thanks, Mark. I didn't see it, man. I'll probably see it here as I go down. Thank you. All right. So I think we got them now, guys. So we were wrong. I don't know where I got that or why that. I looked it up on the computer. I don't know why. I must have clicked something that might have been before trades. I don't know. I don't know why I had that. So 21, 83, 123, 156, 185, and 229. Thank you, man, for the correction. I appreciate it. Savion Williams is projected to go anywhere from late second round to late fourth round. He is a tall wide receiver at 6'5". Yeah, he is tall. He got them big, long hands, man. Those big, long fingers and shit. Tim says sign Levis for a year. I just don't see what you're getting. Mason Rudolph was playing over him down there, Tim, and you already have Mason Rudolph signed to your roster. I don't see how that makes any sense bringing him in, you know? You're not upgrading it anywhere. You already got somebody that was playing over top of him last year in 2024. So I can't get on board with the Will Levis stuff. I had high hopes for Will Levis, though. Chad Schrader. Sup, Jason? Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. This Friday, I'm turning 31. I'm hoping Rodgers decides to retire. Well, happy birthday, happy early birthday there, Chad. From us here at Mike Drop Sports. Tim Manto, Shough is a late round. A Trubisky comp is like a Tom Brady comp at this point. I don't know who's comparing him to Mitchell Trubisky because Shough throws way better, in my opinion, in terms of accuracy and things of that nature, just in my eyes. I may be wrong. I really enjoy watching his highlights, guys. So why are we willing to lose with Mason but not with a rookie like Milroe? I'm not willing to lose with Mason. And let's be honest, guys, the Steelers aren't going to lose with Mason Rudolph. I don't understand why we're all so hypercritical of Mason Rudolph all of a sudden. A couple years ago, you were all singing his praises. How great it was to have Mason, the red-nosed reindeer, under center. Now, all of a sudden, he's the worst thing since sliced bread. When he went to the Tennessee Titans, I remember on this show, everybody saying, man, we shouldn't have let Mason walk. Man, we shouldn't have let Mason walk. Now, all of a sudden, he's not very good, you know? Another Wombat in the house. What's up, man? We're losing with Mason. LOL, I've seen him play and never sung his praises. Dude isn't good. Seems like a good man, but not starting quarterback material. He may not. I've never seen him get a full, real shot. I've never seen him get an opportunity to where the offense is tailored to him. I've never seen him get a full offseason as the guy. I've never seen that, so I don't know what we're looking at here. But I've never seen that. And the last time I saw him in a Pittsburgh Steelers helmet, he was better than anybody else they had. That's all I know. That's what I'm going off of. Tennessee, I'm not going to discount the time, but I'm not going to take it wholeheartedly considering how bad they were. Again, and he didn't get the whole offseason there. He wasn't deemed the starter there, you know. The guy's never been given a shot, so I can't definitively say he's not the guy. Mike Tomlin buried him on the depth chart, knowing that his third-string quarterback was the best quarterback he had on the roster at the time, and allowed him to sit. And that's neither here nor there because he had Kenny Pickett. You wanted to see what you had out of Kenny Pickett, and I get that. I get that wholeheartedly. I would have too. But to sit there and watch the Mitchell Trubisky experiment and act like he was better than Mason Rudolph was a real travesty and a real chink in his armor and a guy that definitely was not better than Mason Rudolph. And that's just where I sit with it. And I've watched lots of football over the years, and I'm sure you guys have too. And when I saw Mason Rudolph play, it was drastically different than when Mitchell Trubisky was in there. And that was with the same exact team. All right, let's keep going. Randy N. So it's all bullcrap when the Steelers said they would like to re-sign Fields or Russell Wilson. No, they wanted to sign Fields. They didn't want to re-sign Russ Wilson, I don't think. I think that was kind of bullcrap, but that's neither here nor there. They made an offer to Fields. Fields chose more money, and that's where he went. I think the Steelers gave a realistic offer to Justin Fields. I think the Jets overpaid for Justin Fields. But that's where he went, Randy. Joe Vlog, Steelers round 1 picks have been bad. Not sure Tomlin can coach a quarterback. Yeah, we did this the other day, Joe. Out of the last 15 first-round picks for the Pittsburgh Steelers, 11 of them were players that are no longer on the roster, I believe. I think we did it the other day. I can't remember. I got to look up. Let me see where I had it. I had it all wrote down here somewhere. I'd have to see where I have it wrote down. I don't know all the numbers off the top of my head. But I have it. If you want to go through our comments section on the channel page, you'll see the breakdown of the last 15 picks for the Pittsburgh Steelers overall in the first round. Donald Loudenback, a lot better. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Ryan Stevenson, I don't think you can waste that youthful talent with maybes at the quarterback position. I agree. You want to solidify that. But guys, Aaron Rodgers isn't a guarantee either. He's 42 years old. At 42 years old, you can't guarantee much. You know what I mean? Can he get it done? Yes, absolutely. Can he still throw the ball with high accuracy? Absolutely. But has he lost a step? Has he aged a great deal? Is he the same Aaron Rodgers that he was just a few years ago? And the answer to those questions are no, he's not. But can he still win in this league? I think so. But is he worth all this bullshit? Probably not. But then again, I look at it from an outsider's perspective too, without my fan hat on. I take my fan hat off, and I look at it this way. It's not really drama because it doesn't really matter. The Steelers have given their best effort to get Aaron Rodgers. The ball is in his court, and the Steelers are going with their game plan no matter what. And Russell Wilson wasn't part of that game plan. I truly believe that, and I think they're out on Russell Wilson completely. Russell Wilson, guys, wants between $20 and $30 million per season to come and play for the Pittsburgh Steelers or anybody for that matter. Is he that guy? I don't think so. I don't think that makes sense to me. But anyway, again, the Steelers are going to execute their plan, guys, and that is a mid to late round quarterback, or if a quarterback falls into their lap at pick 21. Otherwise, they're going with Mason Rudolph. That's what they're doing. Mason, young guy, and figuring out the third quarterback at some point. That's what they're doing, guys. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't sign, what else are they going to do? What else can they do? I don't believe that they want Russell Wilson back. Man, I'm ashamed of myself. I had those picks wrong. It's bothering me so damn bad. Sorry, man. Thank you, Mark, again. I appreciate that. I was so sure. I should have looked it up again because we had questions. But I thought we looked those up the other night, man. I'm like disappointed in myself. Tim Manto, they probably wanted to sign Fields and Wilson, but it was not within their budget for them. Guys, the salary cap's a make-believe number. They can make it all work. Does have an available cap space make it a hell of a lot easier? Absolutely. But there's so many ways to manipulate it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know all those ways because I do not. But again, they can make all this work. Budget isn't a thing here. If they want to sign anybody, they will. It is what it is. But here's the thing. I agree with the Steelers. Justin Fields isn't a $40 million quarterback with 30 of that fully guaranteed over 2 seasons. He has not done enough in this league to give him that money. I'm sorry, he hasn't. And the Steelers recognized that, and I have to applaud them for that. They stood pat and firm with their offer. They gave him an offer. It wasn't that, and he chose the money instead of playing for a far better franchise, a far better organization, an organization that I believe gives him a much better chance for long-term success. But that's not what Justin chose. That isn't the path that he chose, and that's okay. I don't blame the guy for taking $40 million. Sleeping Lady, Con is doing what he did last year. Everyone guessing what we're doing. He's definitely different than Colbert. It makes our off seasons exciting. Can't wait to see how this draft goes down. Yeah, definitely. I think Omar is a lot more exciting than the days of Colbert, no doubt about it. But again, guys, I firmly believe that the Steelers have basically told you guys they're playing at quarterback. Definitely. Sorry, guys, I lost my place here. I'm going to try. Sean in the house. What's up, man? Armand Perone in the house. Rye, can't wait to see the Steelers. Can't wait till the Steelers get Rodgers. Austin Gilson. I will break it down like this. Steelers are in quarterback purgatory. I'm a Bills fan. They were there for 15 years. Never bad enough for a top quarterback, but never good enough to compete for a bowl. Tough place to be in. Yeah, the Steelers do find themselves in that situation, Austin. Definitely. That's not a lie. But I think the Steelers have some outs here. I think that there's some talent that's further into this draft that people are discounting and they're not giving enough praise to. And that's cool. I'm good with it. But I think the Steelers recognize exactly what needs to be done here. And that is a guy like Tyler Shough. I think that's the answer for 2025. I'm not saying he starts right away, but that's the young guy you go with. And roll the dice here in 2025, see how the season goes. And if you need to, take another big swing at it in 2026 when the draft's in your backyard. That's how you get a better quarterback. That's how you get a franchise quarterback. You keep swinging for it. You keep attacking it. And eventually you're going to get one. Armand at Oklahoma State. Mason, 4,800 yards and 7th for the Heisman when he was a senior. Yeah, he's definitely a good player. I think a lot of people just don't give him credit. That's okay. Everybody is allowed their opinion, no doubt about it. Mark says, if Rudolph gets to start this year, people are going to eat some crow. Yeah, we're going to come back to some of these things, guys. And I like to visit them. And usually the people that jump down my throat real bad that aren't here all the time that have our conversations. I'll have people that just come in and like go crazy about stuff. And it's like once they're proven wrong, they don't come back. Our community, though, we sit here and talk about it. All you OGs, the people that are always in the chat, we've been right, we've been wrong. We all, it's football. It's fun. It ain't all about being 1,000% right. Jonathan Stevens, we in here 100. Let's ride with Mason. Let him get him weapons and O-line protection. Sheesh, look out. JJ, Mason Rudolph been saying some crazy stuff. What has he been saying, JJ? Mason Rudolph is a man of God. He's a high character guy. Mason Rudolph isn't going to say anything crazy in the media. And if you heard that he did, it's probably a lie. I don't see that happening. Zah, not much, brother, just some draft talk generally so far. That's what we get a helmet to the head. That's why he got a helmet to the head? That's crazy, JJ. Come on, man. That's absolutely ridiculous to say. Robert Rowe, Trubisky was about as bad decision maker as I've ever seen in a Steelers uniform. Yeah, he had no decision-making skills, guys. What's up, Kodak? DJ Chai Rich. Adam Moore. I don't think Rodgers interested in the Steelers. He spent 6 hours at the Pittsburgh Steelers facility. I don't know. That kind of tells me he's interested. Yeah, I agree, Gunsmokes. I agree, Gunner Smokes. All right, guys, make sure you're double tapping that screen, hitting that like button for us here on Steel City Live, only here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, man, we appreciate you guys diving in with us each and every day here on the live show. again, hit that like button. It's absolutely free. Share the show. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, we don't know what the hell you're waiting for, man. Am I perfect? No. Do I make mistakes? Absolutely. But still, we have fun talking football. Also, guys, I want to give you a couple announcements here, things that I've been working on. I'm going to try to find like a panel of people or at least several people that will come on, you know, one right after another or once a week here leading up to the draft. I'm going to try to get several different perspectives for you guys. I'm going to reach out to some creators, people that I enjoy talking to. Also, you'll get my pre-draft stuff, my like mocks. You'll get Sean's picks. Sean and I will do a couple shows with that. But we'll try to get some other outsider perspectives also and get their feel for what they think the Steelers are going to do inside of the NFL draft also. So I'm going to reach out to some people and see who we can get to come on and give you guys that breakdown. So definitely look out for some guests from now until the draft. Hopefully we'll have some people on, even if I go on to somebody else's show and do it. We're just going to try to get you as many perspectives for this draft as humanly possible. Roberta Campbell in the house. What's up, Roberta? He is not at his best. He still has his arrogant attitude, but talent isn't at its best, and they will be just wasting a lot of money. I think she's talking about Aaron. Jamal, okay, Mason Rudolph actually has a winning record at 9-8-1, the same record we complain about and the same mediocrity y'all want Tomlin fired for. Make it make sense. You're blowing it out of perspective, in my opinion, Jamal. You're looking at an overall record for a guy that's never been a clear-cut starter ever. He's always had somebody behind him, and when I look at his last performance inside of a Pittsburgh Steelers in uniform, his last 4 games as a Steeler were absolutely immaculate and tops in the NFL. He was a top 5 NFL quarterback, and make that make sense. You know what I mean? Again, Jamal, I always respect your opinion, my friend. I always like to hear your comments, but I just think you're going a little bit off with the Mason thing. I think Mason is a far better option than Jalen Milroe, definitely, in my opinion. A guy that's never played an NFL snap ever. Daniel Warman, that's why I love Mike Drop Sports. Jason, you always keep it real. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate you, man. The Jets are betting on his future. Clearly, he has some upside, but he never got an opportunity. You're talking about Justin Fields? Justin Fields started for the Chicago Bears for the whole time he was there. The opportunity Kodak has been there. He didn't get a full opportunity in Pittsburgh, no. So, yeah, is there still some upside, some untapped potential? Yeah, no doubt about it. And I thought Justin developed well last year. I thought he worked hard. I thought he started to come on. I thought he got better. I thought he did the things necessary in order to get better. I liked Justin Fields' preparation and the way he attacked football. I did. And I've given him his flowers for that. But he chose money instead of progression. And I think he's going to regret that later down the road. But that's just me. I think he went to a franchise that quarterbacks go to die. And I think that he made the wrong move there. Just my opinion. The Steelers just like to sign players they want and not players they need. That's from JJ. Your assessment, I think, is a little bit off, JJ. I think you say things more to just get a rise out of people rather than actually making sense with your football comments. That's just what I think. Again, you're entitled to your own opinion, and I'm not dogging you. I'm just saying I think you're looking for a rise out of people, so you're going to say off-the-wall stuff instead of reality. We live in reality here. Roberta, I am not sure it was the franchise he wasn't sure. Oh, you're talking about Justin Fields. I don't think Justin was I don't think anything was more than money, guys. And I'm not going to read all these emotions into it and stuff. And I respect what Roberta said there because maybe he didn't trust Tomlin or Arthur Smith. But I truly believe that Justin Fields just chose money. I think it's really that simple, guys. I think it's just really cut and dry. That's just my opinion. Jamal, shut up at Zaw Curry, LOL, let me live. I agree. We'll let you live. We always appreciate you. Uh, Sleeping Lady, I like the quarterbacks coming from Oregon Ducks. LSU quarterbacks have been good too. That Tyler Shough guy will probably be decent, but has injury questions, right? Yeah, he's had injury concerns, but they weren't ligaments and things. I don't believe they were bones more than anything. I worry about like ligaments and things of that nature. That's the injuries I start to get concerned about. The bones, they heal. You can get that done, and those are usually freak accidents. But again, I'm not writing it off. There are injury concerns. I just think as a passer, he's far better in my eyes than some of these other guys. That's all. What's up, Danny George in the house? Nathan McDonald, just unfortunate. By the time we do get a quarterback, everyone on the current roster will be retired. We ain't finding one for another 5 to 8 years. I think that's unrealistic. But guys, it could be 20 years before they find somebody, to be honest, it definitely could. Jonathan Stevens, like and subscribe, everyone. Thank you, man. D. Coric family, breaking news, Big Ben is coming back, Yahoo. I shouldn't even have read that. People will be clipping me and put me on a shorts feed talking about this guy predicted Ben was coming back. Mark Malone, people say we say he went 4-2 like it's a great thing, but 4-2 is just one loss away from 3-3. Yeah, true, Mark. Wave that terrible towel for Miss Pittsburgh. To be fair, the defense he played ranked 30th and 31st in 2 of those last 4 games as a Steeler. I watched him live get absolutely cranked in Buffalo during the playoffs and turned me off the Mason. Nathan, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what you were watching there. If you're talking about he got cranked in Buffalo in that playoff game. He threw 1 interception. That was his only real error. He doesn't fumble the football. George Pickens did. I believe Freiermuth did. I believe George might have fumbled it twice. It was a lot of fumbles. I can't even remember them all. But Mason Rudolph had that football team within 7 points late in the game. I wouldn't call that crashed, my friend. You had a defense that couldn't get off the field there. If you ask me who that loss falls on the defense. A defense that was beaten, battered, and bruised. A defense that just was not healthy late in the year. Yeah, they had gotten some players back. They were trying things. They were minus TJ Watt. They just weren't able to get it done defensively. They weren't able to stop Josh Allen and company there. But really, hey, I thought Mason played overall pretty damn well, and it wasn't a bad performance. You guys should go back and rewatch some of that. You might have a little bit of different perspective now that your emotions are taken out of it here a couple years later. James Bauman, think the Steelers should have worried more about getting more pieces than Aaron Rodgers. I agree. You got to make the roster the best you can, man. Robert Rowe, the same collarbone twice is what makes me nervous, though, about Chuck. Okay, I didn't know that one, Robert. Yeah, that makes me worried, too, man. I don't like that either, but you never know. We'll see how it goes. It does worry, no doubt. Collarbones are a worrying thing because you're falling on it quite often, JG Black, do you think we should draft another Michigan player or stay away? I think Kenneth Grant would be a guy for Michigan I would definitely draft. It's not about the universities, guys. And Roman Wilson isn't definitively done yet. You know what I mean? I still think Roman Wilson has tremendous chance to do really, really well. Rudy has gained some experience the past 2 years. He's going to surprise if he gets a chance. I agree, Mark. I agree. We'll see what happens, though. I think a lot of people, though, get mad at me, too. A lot of people will get a little bit upset sometimes if I don't, agree exactly with what they say or something like that. And that's okay. But this is all about conversation, guys. Never take it too serious, I don't want anybody to just get too overly critical, Jason, you're gonna go live stream. You're gonna live stream the draft, send wife and kids on a weekend getaway so you can. Sean and I, we live streamed last year for a lot of the first round. I can't remember. We went clean, I think, up to the Steelers picks. The college football facility is the Steelers facility, JJ. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, JJ. Make it make sense. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up, man. It's been a fun show. Appreciate it. But again, let's recap some of this. I think Tyler Shough's the answer. I think he's a guy that they can get in the mid to late rounds. I do. I think he's a guy that can perform too. And again, I think the Steelers have a definitive game plan at quarterback, whether we like it or not, whether, some people want to admit it or not. The Pittsburgh Steelers have an offer to Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers decides to come, great. If he doesn't, great. It is what it is. The Steelers will roll with Mason Rudolph and a younger guy. That's the plan. I truly believe that. But I think that there's tremendous options out there to make this team better. I think that there's tremendous options for this team moving forward as a whole. I think 2026 is going to be an exciting season. I think 2025 is going to be another Mike Tomlin season that we're going to have fun with also. So don't get discouraged, guys. Aaron Rodgers could be in the building. He could not be. It is what it is at this point. And if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers fan, just buckle up and enjoy the ride because it's going to get interesting. Your team has a golden opportunity in front of it. And I know a lot of people don't want to admit that, but I'm telling you guys, this team is set up. It's set up right. It's got real chances and real opportunity to be successful in front of it. All right, guys. See you on the next one. I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports and Show, Steel City Live. Peace, my friends.